For decades, one of television's most thoughtful voices asked the questions everyone else was afraid to ask. But now, the conversation has shifted, and the spotlight feels different. Fans are reflecting, revisiting, and in many ways, saying a quiet thank you. Welcome to the channel Fame Express. Today, we're talking about a deeply respected broadcaster whose calm intelligence and razor-sharp wit helped shape modern interviews, and why recent updates about his later years have many longtime viewers feeling emotional. Not because of scandal, not because of controversy, but because time eventually catches up with even the most brilliant minds. Dick Cavett wasn't the loudest man on television. He didn't need to be. While other hosts chased applause, he chased understanding. His style was measured, curious, and often disarming. Guests didn't feel interrogated, they felt heard. And that changed everything. At a time when talk shows leaned heavily on spectacle, Cavett leaned into substance. Writers, actors, politicians, musicians, they didn't just promote projects on his couch. They opened up. Some of the most revealing conversations in television history happened not because he pushed harder, but because he listened longer. Here's what many people forget. His path wasn't smooth or guaranteed. Before the national spotlight, he worked behind the scenes, writing comedy and sharpening his craft quietly. He studied the rhythm of conversation the way musicians study timing. That patience later became his signature strength. But there was also a private struggle most viewers never saw. Cavett has spoken openly over the years about his battles with depression, at a time when public figures rarely admitted such things. Instead of hiding it, he chose honesty. That decision helped reduce stigma for countless viewers who were fighting similar battles silently. It also added depth to his on-screen presence. His empathy wasn't theoretical, it was lived. So what is the devastating news many fans are reacting to today? It's not a scandal. It's not a fall from grace. It's something more human, and in some ways, more difficult to accept. The realization that one of television's great conversationalists is now living far from the fast pace that once defined him. Public appearances have become rare. Interviews are fewer. The once constant presence is now mostly remembered through archives, reruns, and classic clips. For longtime viewers, that shift feels heavy. Familiar voices become part of our personal timeline. When they grow quiet, we feel it. There's also a renewed wave of appreciation happening right now. Younger audiences discovering old interviews are surprised by how modern they feel. The pacing, the depth, the unexpected humor, moments that weren't built for viral clips, yet remain more memorable than most trending segments today. One lesser-known detail about Cavett is how carefully he prepared. He didn't just read notes, he studied people. He believed a good question was an act of respect. That philosophy explains why even difficult conversations on his show rarely turned hostile. He created space, not traps. Colleagues often said guests would relax within minutes. That wasn't accidental. It was craft. There's also something quietly powerful about his legacy. He proved intelligence could be entertaining. That curiosity could draw ratings. That conversation itself could be the show. And maybe that's why the current moment feels emotional for so many. We're not just looking at a man aging out of public view, we're recognizing the end of a certain kind of television era. One built on patience, nuance, and thoughtful dialogue. But here's the hopeful part. Legacies like his don't disappear, they echo. Every long-form interview you see today, every host who lets silence sit instead of interrupting it, every meaningful late-night exchange, there's a thread that leads back to pioneers like him. If you've ever learned something unexpected from a great interview, if you've ever seen a guest reveal something real instead of rehearsed, you've seen that influence at work. What's your favorite classic talk show moment, the kind that stayed with you long after it aired? Share it in the comments. And if you enjoy revisiting the stories behind television's most meaningful voices, consider subscribing. There are many more journeys worth remembering.